Turn Up Talk Show. Vital. It is what everyone's talking about. Adjust your radio and find us on social media at V949 on Facebook so you can watch and comment. Vital is on your radio. That's what I'm talking about. Now.
Absolutely. V949 WATV, Lady Woo's Vital is on right now. We are live on social media as well. I'm about to adjust that so that you all can pay attention and be able to follow and not be distracted because you probably hear all of that in the background. So let me get that straight. Ladies, introduce yourselves.
What's up, y'all? This Black.
It's your girl, Cynthia.
Hey, it's Tiffany the Bombshell.
This your girl, Lovely Bones.
Okay. Okay. Great. So what I'm trying to figure out is which one, because it's been a minute since we've been live. So I got to figure out which one I'm hearing. Just hold your horses. Welcome in. Have some nice conversation amongst yourselves about how your day was.
Child busy. That's how it was.
Busy but fun.
So fun.
It was super duper.
It was amazing.
You know what?
So what did you guys do today?
Y'all, I'm sitting here in the studio and I'm like, I know she over there smiling. I'm telling y'all, I be feeling this girl smile like a ray of sunshine.
Who,
Like,
Tiffany?
Tiffany. Tiffany be smiling, y'all.
You be
I'm
beaming.
happy. Very happy. Also, you all are smiling and still beautiful because you will be seeing a lot of these faces really, really soon. We just did a big thing today, took some photos. So if you follow any of us on social media, you got to see a piece of it, but you will see a whole lot of that really, really soon. So once again, welcome into the show. It is the first Sunday in October. That's a big deal.
Libra season.
It's Libra
and
season. And look, the energy is like so reflective of that. Oh my goodness.
I love Libra season. I
Oh
really
my
do.
goodness. It is really
And I'm a Cancer, but I love me some Libra season.
you do.
It be so much fun.
You always have. This is amazing. Like it's a very different time, but balancing it's a real thing.
ooh, cause and then you got Mercury retrograde and all that. Like, come on, child, take a break on me.
Oh, what is that?
When you got to reflect on yourself and make sure that you're doing right and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Cause, honey,
What's wrong with you?
Yes. Okay. That's what it is. It's Libra season in total, full effect, and I feel it. So stay tuned for everything that we're doing. As you've been hearing on Wednesday, I will definitely be there. Hopefully the Vixens can pop in too, but we'll be on top of Vulcan, not all the way on top, but up on the mountain. Vital. I wanted to say Vixens again. Views and vibes at Vulcan. Might as well say Vital. It is vital that you be there. So come and kick it with us on Wednesday at noon to 3. Halo Wheeler will be outside with us. You know, she just released a single and a video. I'm outside. We're still outside, so we'll be doing that. Logan the Entertainer will be there as well. One of the food trucks, the feature food truck, Fat Charles.
Oh my God.
so y'all better get out there early because you gonna be in a
I've been
long
wanting to try that
line.
truck for so long, but then I don't be want to wait in that long line.
But like when I talk to him, he's like, but it moves fast. And from all
It
indications,
does.
it does. So if you want to get some of this, you finally want to get your opportunity to try it, this is it. Wednesday, 12 noon. Okay. To pull up at 12 and hop out when you see him. And you get to kick it with me and my peeps. Okay. So that's what we're doing. All of this is to benefit Vulcan getting a new car tag. So they're getting a tag. And I don't think it's anything more Birmingham than Vulcan. So if you're looking for an opportunity to personalize a tag, you can come pay for it and get it popping Wednesday. All right, so that's happening. Also in October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, um, Domestic Violence Awareness Month, Infant Loss and Mortality Awareness Month, and ADHD Awareness Month. Among, I mean, like those are the things that
It's a lot of stuff to be aware
it,
of in
and I talk.
October.
I'm telling
You
you,
gotta have that
Like,
balance. You feel me?
yes, like it's a big. It's about education. That's a
Or
big
they
piece
was
of it.
running out of months.
Is that what it is? So they just packed it all. That's not true, Rose.
You
Don't
saw
do
you
that.
hating on October.
Don't do
I don't
that.
like that.
that's not nice.
Yeah, that's not. That's not. And it's so like these are all such vital topics to be aware about, though. So when you think about breast cancer and breast awareness, like being aware of that. Have any of you had your first mammogram yet? Okay, Tiff has. I have.
I'm scheduled for my first one. I'm scheduled for my first one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have.
So what age, you all remember, like before we got to the ages that we are now, what age did you think you were supposed to get your first mammogram?
Like 40 or 50.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
Right.
40.
Yeah. But I'm 27, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Girl, you
Uh-huh,
better
okay.
say that. I don't know why they asked me
Mhm.
that.
So I have to ask that because you think about the education, the level of education that comes with being a woman and doing things in a timely fashion. Like when do you go? When do you find out? And a lot of us don't find out things about our bodies
Until it's
until
too
it's a
late.
problem.
And I joke about the age or whatever, but my mom was in her early 30s when she went and found the lump and had to have surgery to have it out. So you
Mm.
can't just wait on a certain date.
Right. Um. I went. Was it last year? I think it was last year. But I didn't go because you don't normally just say, okay, well, I'm going this year because this is no. So it wasn't time
I'm
because
just
I
going
didn't
to the
think,
doctor because I need
right?
to go to the doctor.
But 35, um, yeah, I was 35. So when I went because I felt something. It wasn't a lump, but I felt something that was different. Like this is weird. So I went. I called my friend first. I called Brenda Brown's bosom buddies. So we just did the walk with them at Legion Field last week. But I called her because they have a program where, um, first of all, I called her because she is the person that you call about breast cancer stuff. Okay, she has a whole organization. Yeah, I like to run the Susan G. Komen, but we have somebody. We have a Brenda Brown
Okay.
bosom buddy. Okay, so we call her, and she gave me some resources, told me who and what clinic to go to. It was the easiest thing. So what I heard about mammograms was that they hurt. That's what I heard.
Yeah, that they.
Mm.
That they press your breast
mash.
into
Right,
place.
yeah.
It hurt.
It didn't hurt me at all.
Oh man.
Not at all. I was really like, wow. So women are being made to fear something that is vital.
Yeah.
Why? So, people talk up stuff with their negative experiences and make it really stressful for people. And I'm just one that believes in let me go find out for myself. If it hurts, it ain't gonna kill me. I didn't die, but I didn't want to die, so I went. And nothing was wrong.
Right.
I was well. I found out I had dense breast tissue. That's all I found out.
I mean, within our age range, I find that a lot of us really don't go to the doctor. And I don't know if it's because we don't have insurance or if we can't
Mhm.
afford it or if we just don't feel like it. But we need to start going because I just don't feel like I'm at the age where I'm comfortable saying goodbye to all my friends from
Right.
dying from natural causes or not waking up or having high blood pressure and didn't knowing it or whatever the case.
Right. And we're hearing so much of that now.
Yeah.
I just had a classmate that passed from COVID. I just read a 10-year-old died from COVID. She had been diagnosed like 5 days before and was dead in 5 days. So all of these different things that are happening, it is very important to be aware. It's vital that we discuss them. Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So how many of us have been impacted by domestic violence in some kind of way? I think we always go to physical violence. This month helps you to be aware of the many types of domestic issues, abuse, domestic abuse awareness. We know people, we've experienced situations, we've seen things, we've said things, we've seen things and not said things. Being aware of it is hearing other people's stories, telling your own story, being comfortable saying that this is what happened to me or this is what I did to somebody.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Accountability.
Innocent.
Oh yeah. Okay. So where is the conversation about domestic violence? Normally you hear survivors telling their story. Who's having the conversation with young girls and teenagers and preteens about how you relate and what is right and what is wrong in relationship?
I think now in the younger generation, like they kind of think it's cute to have an abusive boyfriend
Mm.
for some reason. I picked it up.
Yeah.
Like it's okay. I got to have that boyfriend that hit me sometimes, and
So I know
we have
that.
that relationship.
Oh,
Like
okay. Hmm.
I
Go
think
ahead,
the
Rose.
thing toxic is a real trend now.
Mhm.
We use it loosely, but I think it's really a lifestyle now. Like the more toxic you are, the more enticing the relationship is, the more reason to stay. So that I could do this rags to riches story. Girl, we was on the brink of killing ourselves, and now look at us. Relationship,
Yeah,
no.
no,
No.
Right.
So, like when we talk about like this group here, when the Vital Vixens talk about the toxic lifestyle, it's based on experience, right?
Right.
It's not us talking about things that have happened to us that are harmful. It's not that.
No.
Mhm.
Because that's a whole nother conversation.
That's a very. I mean, even though the
Toxic is
other one
too
is
loose of a
too.
word to put to help label domestic violence.
Yeah.
Because that's something a lot more serious. People don't make it out of domestic violence.
Mm.
When we speak of being toxic, it's kind of more so of a joke, but also like, hey, I'm like this, so
Yeah, well, I want you to know.
right.
Let me go to the other part of what this month is about then, because I do want you to know why I'm like this. ADHD Awareness Month. Like people, so okay, let me give you some backstory. Um Growing up, I was the creative child. I was the one with the energy, the one that was making plays, what I'm doing now, but doing it as a kid. Uh but also issues with focus when it came to things that I wasn't interested. If I wasn't motivated to be the person, the book, whatever, piano, it wasn't that I didn't want to, I could not. And so the older I got, and then once I became a mental health professional, I really I learned me. I said, "Oh my goodness, that's me." I check, check, check.
Mm.
And it's not just that, somebody, Dr. Umar Johnson, somebody that we interviewed, said that ADHD is not real. ADD is not real. He said it stands for a daddy, a daddy out of the home disorder, something like that.
He ma-
That's what he
I
said.
don't want to talk about
That's what he said. My
Yes,
dad,
he
my daddy
said.
was very much in my home. My mother was very much in my home. I ate healthy. My mother did not drink beer with me, no alcohol, because they say that ADHD can be a chemical imbalance because of
Drug use.
fetal alcohol syndrome. None of that. It can be environmental. It can be genetic.
It can be developed.
It can be developed, and it's a chemical imbalance. So, how did he come up with that? I need to call him. Don't say that
Because
no more,
everything
Umar.
a conspiracy.
Yeah, don't do that no more, Umar. And it's not
And
just
it's
black.
disrespectful
They
It's
learned
at,
not
from
at
black
one point.
boys.
Like it's
Yeah.
like how like you kind of making a mockery of somebody who actually suffers with this, and sometimes people have to take medicine for it forever.
Yeah.
Like so, there's nothing you can
Run
just
me my
sweep under the
narcotics.
rug, right?
So when people say, I think I got a little ADHD, I can't focus on nothing. And I side eye so hard. Do you? Shall we have that conversation? Okay. Because there's so much more that comes with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder than, oh, I got so much energy and I can't sit down for nothing. That is not
That's
the half of
cocaine,
it.
baby. Oh, I'm sorry.
That is just not even what it is. So I want you all to be made aware. We're going to do our part throughout the month, giving you tips on all of it, introducing you to people who live with these different or who have overcome these different items and themes that you need to be made aware of and that you need to know what's really going on. Another one, infant loss and mortality. How many of us been affected by that? So many times. And a lot of times it's very emotional to tell our stories about it. But when we tell our stories about it, you realize it ain't just you.
Right.
Right.
Like, wow.
So I really appreciate when women are transparent enough to open up and just say what their story is or what happened, how far along they were, or what happened to
Yeah.
their babies. It's like, okay, now I don't feel like I'm just out here by myself
Right.
dealing with this.
Right.
I don't feel crazy by myself.
And right, that part of it too. A lot of people don't discuss like the emotional part of it. Like, I mean, it was a miscarriage. You didn't even know you were pregnant. You didn't even know what?
Right. That's a
I've heard
serious
that.
level
Girl, come
of grief,
outside.
right?
Me
No
We can
one is
talk.
addressing.
Yeah. So like it's really serious. Families are impacted by multiple losses, multiple miscarriages, stillborn births, um, spontaneous abortions. I learned about that from my own experience. Like, what is that? That's what happened.
Right.
Seeds.
Yeah, you put your baby down for a
For a
nap.
nap and they just don't wake
Right.
up. Like,
We got to talk about this stuff, and that's what we're doing right here on Vital. That's why. This is why. And then such a variety of personality and experience here that we can talk about our situations openly. But we encourage you to do the same. If you're moved to do so and join the conversation, please call us 994-8949. Hit us up on social media as well as we are live right now. Shouts out to everybody watching on the B949 page, on Lady Woo, on the Vixens pages, wherever you are. Hello to you. So those are just four of them. We're going to be hearing more about those throughout the month. And if you want to be a part of the conversation, reach out. Like I am Lady Woo at yahoo.com, watch Woo work at gmail.com. I am Lady Woo at Yahoo, or watch Woo work at Gmail. And let me know what your story is. Woo, I want to talk. I want to tell my story. Come tell your story. All right. There are a few things that we're going to be discussing. We're still 1 hour right now, but I heard that y'all wanted us to do two. And Rosa walked in and said, "This a job, ain't it?" Yes. Yes. Told y'all, like, we love it. We do. We really, really do. But we just needed y'all to understand that, hey, it's work, okay? It's work. And it's so much to talk about. And it's different ways to talk about it. So I think that you all making the videos and sending the messages and y'all seeing us out in public saying it was really encouraging. So we're going to ride the next quarter out with 2 hours. But we're going to tell you when, because October is about to be popping and we going to be in the streets.
Lit.
We gonna be
outside, girl.
I'm outside.
Oh, shit.
That's my rendition of Halo Wheeler. You feel me?
Give you some applause right there. Give you some applause. Hey, Lord, I hope you heard that. All right. Before we go to break, there are other things in the news. Have you all been following in the stories? Anything that's vital that you want to discuss that you feel like people are either not paying attention to or talking about in a very non-vital way? Anything happen?
I just been here about R. Kelly.
R.
Yeah, R.
Kelly.
Kelly.
Yeah.
R. Kelly happened. Kelly Price went missing. Then she said she went missing.
We had talked about that last time.
Well, you know, she had been found missing. She came out with a video after the fact.
Oh, after
Yeah.
she did. She wasn't missing.
She just felt being bothered.
Basically, her sister was being nosy and messy. That's what we gathered. But once again, it was COVID related.
Yeah.
And furthermore, Wendy Williams, same type situation. She's not missing, but Wendy had to be admitted into the psychiatric unit for an evaluation while dealing with COVID. Okay, that has happened.
Did you hear about the nurse that lost her job because she posted the infant? She was saying, she was saying how it was almost like how inconsiderate the parent and the kid was because she was ready to get off.
What?
Put it on TikTok, and now she talking, not no ticking, no clocking in.
That's
And
the
none of
first
that.
thing you learn in jobs like that.
Right,
HIPAA,
what
baby.
Baby, I'm a
You
nurse
know,
and I like to joke around, but I'm not finna put nothing on TikTok, Facebook. I say I'm ready to go, but you ain't gonna know where I work at.
Right.
'Cause I ain't finna try to lose my
Right.
license for nobody.
Okay. Yeah, that's what was it COVID related or just she was just tired?
It was it was an infant in like the ICU. She was just tired. She was ready to go.
Yeah, sis, that wasn't smart. Whoa. Okay, so other things that are in the news, other things that are happening that stand out to me. Of course, R. Kelly. So I do want to talk about that a little bit in the second half. But all of these people that have been coming up missing and then killed.
Yeah.
So from Jelani Day, the young man that was a graduate of A&M that went up to Chicago to go to grad school and mysteriously ended up missing. Car was found like soon after. Then his body was found floating in the Chicago River. It wasn't adding up. It just wasn't making sense.
I'm listening to him like
Because that's kind of how it came. Like he was missing, and then all of a sudden, now we found his body. But then they say they had already found it, but didn't identify it. So yeah,
They had that young man, they said, for 2 weeks or something like that.
right.
And while the family is looking for him,
Dental records came up, type
I
thing.
can't with America because that is just stupid to me, right? That just doesn't make any sense. How do you have a body for 2 weeks and you don't know who it is? And this guy has been listed as a missing person. Like, play with somebody else.
Make it make
please.
sense, as we say, because it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. So in order to make it make sense, there are a lot of questions and a lot of time lapses. But I tried to figure this out with my manager. We talked and tried to talk through it. His teacher said that he had a meeting like 7 o'clock. And I'm like, well, who meets with a teacher at 7 for whatever for nothing? But he was going to
Right.
meet with his teacher. He was dressed for the meeting, but he didn't show up to the meeting. Okay. They said they showed video footage of him dressed to go to the meeting, but he didn't go. He went to Starbucks. Then she said, okay, well, he didn't show up for the meeting, so he's gonna have a class at 1. We'll meet after the class. He didn't attend the class and he missed one of his patients. So in the process of all of this happening, she's concerned, but kind of thinking like, well, it's not like him, but I'm not gonna trip yet. But then he's reported missing. They see him walking in a dispensary. He didn't make a purchase, and he was gone.
Don't nobody just vanish.
So he didn't make a purchase?
No.
People don't just disappear.
So like, is he was somebody like forcing him? Were they in the car? Because then they found his clothes in the backseat of his car with his ID.
Nobody
Look,
gonna do that. No.
look, 9948949 is the number. That's one story that we just don't get. We don't understand that one. And then this new one, oh well, we'll talk about the girl with the boyfriend that, they found her body and her boyfriend. They went and they were gonna be hiking and living in the mountains and whatnot. And he comes back and now he's missing and she's dead. Oh, okay. So we'll talk about that one.
Okay.
But that's what brought Jelani's story some attention. The most recent, we just had somebody missing in Birmingham. He was found safe. But the body of 19-year-old Maya Marcano was found in Florida a week after her disappearance. The 27-year-old person of interest, Armando Calabero, died by suicide before her body was found. He was a maintenance man in her apartment complex that let himself in her apartment.
That's so creepy. Because everybody knows maintenance men have keys to all the apartments in complexes or have
Yeah.
access to it.
So when we come back, more conversation about what's going on with people missing. Like, I want to have that conversation because it may be something that we're missing as far as safety and protocol about how to communicate, where to be, do you need apps or whatever, whatever. We're going to talk about that. And then we're going to spend a few minutes talking about R. Kelly because I feel bad for him. I really do.
Really?
I do.
I don't.
We'll talk about it when we come back right here on B949 WATV. It's Vital. I'm Lady Wu. The Vixens are in the building. Be sure to go check us out on social media. We're going to take a quick radio break. We're going to stay live on social media so you all don't have to go anywhere. Share the video. If you're watching, I see y'all watching. I see you popping in. Share the video. Let people know that this conversation is happening. If you want to call in and chat during this break, do that. Anything else, ladies, that you can think of that we need to bring up in the second half? Because we're about to get to it in just a second.
Not currently.
Not currently. All right, we'll be right back.
He's getting you ready for the
I know we're gonna talk about what do they call it? The missing white woman syndrome. You know, that man lost his job. The anchor lost his job since he brought it up on CNN. Trying to find his name, but he brought it up because he's married to a black woman. He said, "I think it's time someone addresses this missing white woman syndrome."
Yes.
We are whitewash. You saw that story, yes. Mm-hmm. And he was furious. And do you know they suspended that man? Yep. Yep. I was trying to
But
get.
that's what got this. I need the name of the girl.
That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Gabby Petito.
Oh, I've been following this.
That's it. Gabby Petito. That news reporter had adopted a black child, and he thought it was unfair the way that white woman syndrome happens, and no one is addressing it. And they suspended him. Get off the air 2 weeks. No, you didn't.
Say your camera is live. I mean, it's frozen.
Oh, I was looking up something.
Oh, okay.
It was a guy that was.
Oh, here it is. News anchor suspended for raising
It was
missing white woman. You looking that up?
It was
Oh.
a guy that was missing. He was like an archaeologist, and with the one arm, he came up missing, and they found his truck and all that.
My mic's muted. Oh, here he is. The white man was 63 years old. He's been a news reporter for over 30 years, and they suspended him because he told his director how wrong they were. And get off our set. Hmm. Yep.
V949 WATV. Vital is back. The Vixens are back. I am Lady Wu. We are here. We are having a conversation about, well, it's the first Sunday in the month. Yeah, right?
It is.
First Sunday. Y'all do communion today?
We
No.
was working. We was working.
I drunk some wine.
See, let me give you that. First Sunday, we give you a rundown of what's coming up in the month. All right. Different events, places you can be, things that you can do, people to see. There's a lot happening. We know that the Magic City Classic is at the end of the month. That's a big deal. On the 29th, B949 WATV is having a classic with the V party. More details are coming really, really soon. Tailgate areas are going to be jumping. We're going to be doing different things, different places. So just look out for all of that. All right. Back to the conversation at hand. So there are a few things that we were discussing. We were talking about the people missing, and we have R. Kelly left to discuss. I want to start with R. Kelly just because you all asked the question and I left you at a cliffhanger. Why do I feel sorry for him?
Yeah.
Just somewhat. Because, okay. If all of the people around him, let's use Jacinta, for example. Since all of us around her, okay? And we see that she has an issue with something, and it's something that is real, like super, super toxic, like bad, and it's affecting other people, and it can get her a life sentence in prison. Are we going to work with her and help her do what she's doing? Or are we going to try to get her help and go ahead and get in front of it before it's a life altering, life shattering situation?
Option number 2. I'm gonna tell her, girl, you gonna go to jail.
And we know that it may be a mental condition, like it's something wrong. It may be some diagnosis. It may be something deeper than, oh, he just like young girls, or she just like
I
whatever it
don't
is.
care. I was sexually abused, and I
Right.
want to take it out on everybody I meet.
So it sounds to me like you need some therapy sessions, some interventions, not for all of us to go to the mall, to McDonald's, to the high school and scout. If we're
Right.
using the same situation, to scout for her. That's what happened. And then for their parents and family members and themselves to be like, oh, she's where? With R. Kelly.
Right. And they were okay with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel sorry in the capacity that I feel the parents, I feel his handlers, I feel everyone should serve this sentence. I don't think it's his sentence to serve. No different than like you're saying, hey, yeah, I went out to McDonald's and said you was R. Kelly's entourage. Now you brought me a 6-piece nugget back, quote unquote. We know that white meat wasn't no chicken. You know he wrong for that. But nonetheless, we did it, and no different than his music blaring from everywhere more than you've ever heard nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be honest. I never really was into his music really big. He's always kind of creeped me out a little bit. Like it's kind of weird.
Yeah, when you
Okay.
think about him calling himself the Pied Piper,
Okay.
that's
He
Sick,
just always
right?
seemed kind of nasty.
but
to
why
me.
did we why
He is.
I guess I'm confused about the parents like they were on the documentary
Mhm.
that allowed their child their daughters to audition after the Aaliyah
Right.
He was married to
Years
Aaliyah.
and years of him
Right.
being able to do this.
Aaliyah made a song that said, "Age ain't nothing but a number."
He wrote that.
And he
And
was
she sang it, and her folk heard
laying
it.
on
Right.
the Jeep.
Going down
chilling
ain't nothing but a
behind.
thing. What?
Now let me second reason why this situation I feel bad for R. Kelly.
Uh huh.
because the people I look at daily, we are inviting our cousins, uncles, aunts to the dinner and cookout, whom still have done the same thing.
Mm.
And I've got to watch my little cousin who's been victimized by her father or a stepfather walk around and step in the name of love as he's playing in the background.
Oh.
And we're looking at this actually happening. So for me, it's like fake public outrage because it's the one thing as a black community, it almost is like we fail to eradicate because I'd much rather hide it instead of my family be known for this opposed
Ah.
to, the healing process of, hey, this is what happened to me. Help me heal through this. So, yes, I feel sorry for him in that regard because now you have 1,000,001 people looking at you that live your life.
Woo. Wow. Got some comments. We celebrate his music, not his lifestyle. Plenty of things we celebrate. The meanings have changed for the better of our culture.
You know,
Oh my
I
God.
understand when people say that, like, oh, his music and him is different. But I mean, like, if you have someone, like, for instance, like you were saying, someone in the family that has molested, like, okay, we know that Uncle Charles over here, he barbecue the best. We go to all the family functions because he barbecue. Are we going to still go because we know that he raped our little cousin or our little sisters or our mamas over the years? Are we still going to go and support him because his barbecue is good and that don't make him the person that he is? No.
No, you're right. I see a comment from one of our other viewers that says he is a predator. Check out the new interview with Sparkle and info
I
about
did
her
see
niece
that.
was in fact the girl in the video the entire time. She
Mhm.
also came back and said, but no one believes Sparkle. Her own family disowned her for taking up for her
They
niece.
did.
He's trash and everyone around him is trash. Wow. So thoughts and opinions on the whole R. Kelly situation. The big question that everybody says, well, are you gonna still listen to his music? Or if it comes on, like, do you feel away? So you think about like all of the people that have been accused of different things. Somebody said, well, y'all didn't say nothing when Michael Jackson was accused of being with little boys. Y'all still love Mike.
He did Thriller. What you mean?
But it wasn't no
What-
actual
what does that
proof. Like, they
mean?
couldn't. It wasn't no
Was
actual
Mike
proof.
ever sentenced?
No.
Right. It wasn't
None of these
no-
stories ever really, like, none of these victims ever really came out to talk about it until after he was dead. Like, let him,
Right.
like,
And
come
then
on.
most of them said, well, okay, my parents told me to say this. So
They
was
did come back and
lying.
say that.
Yeah.
Who else? Like so many people that when the Me Too movement started, all of these people that came out and said different things. Some of those people have been exonerated and they're back doing what they're doing to a certain degree. But this is really a thing. This is really a culture shaker. 100 years.
I guess it's like people that still love Elvis.
What did Elvis do?
He married a 14-year-old.
He
His
did.
wife was
But-
14 years
and
old.
That's that.
Yeah.
I promise that's what I
Ooh.
was waiting on that moment to be able to say it. It's nothing like what we're describing, actually. It's just a predator. Yes, it's someone we grew up to, we've made our babies to, we've lived through.
Mhm.
But honestly, he is what he's saying, right?
Right.
He's just what he wrote, right?
Dang.
It's unfortunate as a culture, what we've become accustomed to is to protect the predator
Right.
because my uncle Ray Ray was known for raping Santa, but I can't let him look embarrassed in public as a child molester because Santa, she'll get over it. She lived.
Yeah.
And that is what we have to break as a culture. And I think that's the opportunity we have as we're posting. Oh, I'm going to keep listening to R. Kelly. Baby, you have to decide. You have to pick a side. You can't say, oh, I hate what this man did, but turn him up one time, YC. Go. I
Yeah.
know this radio, so never mind. Let me pass the
Yeah.
mic.
Yeah. If you're gonna cancel him, then cancel Easter, Valentine's Day, etc. Might as well cancel Jay-Z, Jada, Elvis. Oh, what did Jay-Z do?
They said that Jay-Z was like a lot older than Beyonce when he really started dating her. Like she was still a teenager. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I mean, there are so many different situations. Oh, another thing before we get to talking about the idea of people missing, Jada Pinkett Smith.
She get paid to be toxic.
Man.
And I'm mad.
What happened?
Oh, don't worry, it's coming. Her put her red table and flipped again with another face on it. She's was it Daz Dillinger? Somebody came out and said that she was dating one of Chris Cross, half of one of the Chris's and Chris Cross when he was only 15.
Right.
he was 15 and she was 20 some 23.
She always like me young. That's weird.
That is
Oh,
I
crazy.
mean, did
That's weird.
Tupac right get around for you or
But
what?
wait a minute. Wait.
What?
How Will is gonna need some type of counseling
no, he's not.
or something because the just a public like over and over humiliating me, and you've been with these little young guys. Like how?
Hmm.
How can he?
Well, let me just add this, Rosa, because I see you coming close. Will said that our marriage will not be a prison. This is a DMR topic, but he said, we made a decision that we were going to not practice or not have a monogamous relationship. But all this was before they got married. It really, oh man, like when you look at the black family structure, this is a married couple with children, and I guess they're doing it the way they're doing it the way it's supposed to be done, but it's crazy. And she's the one she's the one.
She's the toxic one.
Dang,
She
Jada.
is.
You look
Okay.
at all these
So,
people in the
look,
past
okay.
that said they wish they had Will Smith with their husband because they
Will
thought
look-
he was the good guy.
He kind of beta
And
male.
now
He
you
kinda,
end up with one of the most toxic women in history. Like,
So
Go
I'm
on,
only
Rosa.
going to address the part that is relevant, which is Jada being a pedophile.
Mhm.
We all cried with Will when he said, "Why he don't want to be my daddy" on the Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
When he cried with his son in the pursuit of happiness. So that
Mm.
man sitting at a red table and crying on demand, sir, pass him the Oscar because you've been married double
So
digit
you think
years.
it's an act?
This your business. You ain't left yet. I don't think Will is this sad
There,
real
yeah, there are things about him as well,
I was just gonna say there are things. They've been rumors about him dating other women in the industry
and other
as
men.
well.
and me.
I didn't want to
Oh,
say
yeah.
that.
I mean,
But
it is
we're
what
not
it
gonna
is.
brush past this woman pedophile that
Yes,
now we
yes,
have
yes,
two
yes.
incidents with. That's what doesn't happen in the black community
Mm.
either. If you ask a black woman to point out a pedophile,
Mhm.
one in every what they say 3 black men they will say have touched them or made them feel uncomfortable.
Is there a difference when it's a woman as opposed to it
That's
being
where
a
I'm
man?
going.
Like,
Come on through.
you
Make
know,
it vital.
okay. So if a woman, like a lot of times, you're about the babysitter or my teacher
Oh,
or
yeah.
my friend's older sister, and it's kind of like a notch in the belt. That's how society looks at
Right
it for boys. But for girls, it's rape, it's molestation, it's sexual assault. It's a whole
Exactly.
problem. Is it not a problem when it is female on young male, older female on young male? She just a cougar and he just, hey,
It's
come on.
absolutely a problem.
It's a problem.
my son asked me this question the other day because he's, in the 11th grade. And he was like, I noticed when, we have those female teachers with figures and tight clothes and they're trying to be cool. The guys are loving it. And it's like, whoa, y'all really have these conversations with each other versus when it's a male figure teacher or
Mhm.
police officer in the building and the young females, it's labeled totally different. He's like, I don't understand that.
I'm glad that he had that idea to
Got
even,
enough sense
yeah.
to even know that that's wrong.
oh man. Let me see what the commenters are saying. I see a couple. Okay, I see somebody talking about R. Kelly again. If you're going to cancel his music, understand you are going to have to cancel the music he wrote, not just his performances. But I feel that the parents and the people who enabled this need to be brought out too. Gerald Robinson says Jay-Z dated Aaliyah after R. Kelly the next year. It's no different. Women need to respect men's space too. I've literally seen young men be made uncomfortable. And then another commenter come back and says that Dame Dash was dating Aaliyah before Jay-Z as well. So Aaliyah, then it poses that question. When young girls like
You
older
see-
men, like what? I mean, where's the
Okay, because like with the whole Aaliyah thing, like it's a whole lot of different moving pieces with that.
okay?
And then I saw her interview with Dame, and he can't stand R. Kelly based off of something Aaliyah said to him that R. Kelly did to her. Like he was very vocal about, I don't fool with him. Period. I don't like him. And he said just to keep her resting in peace, I won't go into what she actually said to me, but R. Kelly can't get none from me. And that came directly from Dame Dash. So I I don't really feel like she was an adult when she was dating Dame. She was grown.
Yeah.
Do we
And he was
find
in
it?
love with her, so it's some hurt if he said that. Yeah.
Like honestly, do we not find it alarming how long this conversation can continue to go on?
It will continue.
But my friend that I know that I live with, who's not a multimillionaire, can't figure out how to knock her PTSD off because no one is addressing
Mm.
her abuser. And we as a culture, we're doing it right now. Let's talk about R. Kelly. Well, what can we do to help the community right now? Because I'm sure everyone watching, listening, commenting, we know someone in real life that this is impacting
Absolutely.
to.
Right.
And my thing is it can't be that serious for everyone that's chiming in, or otherwise it'll be support there for
Right.
victims, male and female, that's out there. So it's, for me, it's so hard to have the conversation.
It is because a lot of times people will say, "Well, she's lying. That didn't happen. Uncle so and so didn't do that." Or
Yeah.
what stay in our
they-
house. What happened in our house? Stay in our house, and people that creates generational curses.
Oh my goodness, it
Right.
creates so much. You got to think about in the mental health profession stories and things that I see about people who are having to walk around and suppress these secrets and these feelings, and they don't know why. They don't remember what happened, but something happened, and it triggers me every time this happens, and then
Right.
this happens. Oh, so now we got to put some work in to figure out what happened.
And sometimes victims can make themselves forget.
Oh yeah.
And then they just continue to just have, like you said, these triggering moments where they just act out and they don't even know why.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's why I made like a post before. It was like, people going out of their way to say, yeah, I'm still listening to R. Kelly. I don't care. You don't imagine how many people you trigger with it that has been sexually abused or molested at a young age. Like, people are joking about R. Kelly, people are talking about the parents, but you forget to think about the young girls that actually went through this and the humility that they have to deal with.
Yeah. So that's just one piece of this conversation. Like Rosa said, it could go on and on and on. So many different angles, so many different people that I would love to question about. Like, so what? How do you do this? But he was sentenced, or will be sent, whatever happened, and it just got.
He was
got it.
found guilty.
Yeah, okay, so yeah,
On all
uh-oh.
counts. And so, like, when I heard that, I was like, okay, so guilty on all counts. How long he gonna be in jail? Well, prison.
Well,
I'm
you'll-
sorry.
And you said that he was bankrupt, like negative billion,
Like, yeah,
Negative 2 million.
negative 2 million. I get the triple when I'm negative 22.
girl. Sense.
That $35 charge come
Right.
out. I'm mad.
Negative 2 million. So somebody's not buying streams or whatever. Oh, that's a lot.
Or
You-
he's as
I mean,
smart as Rick Ross was when he got
his
that
child support
$11,000
thing,
child support.
right, $11,000 for
Child,
3
come through
children.
one time, Rick Ross boss.
We'll share that story because we're not going to talk about it tonight. Tiff, you had something?
No.
Okay. So that's that on that part. Going back to those who are missing or who have been missing, and just the how this goes. I want us to talk about it because it's happening a lot, and I want us to just have the conversation just briefly. So there are apps that you can put on your phone. We could have a circle just to kind of know, like, I hadn't seen your dot move since Thursday and it's Sunday. What's up? We could do that. That's one thing. You tell somebody, like I'll be on the phone talking until I get to where I'm going, probably until I get in the door. So you know
So
where
can
I
hear the
was
voice,
last,
like,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
You may not know exactly where to come, but you know who or something. What's this other story?
Oh,
The one that kind of that sparked Jelani, like it made his mama say, "Y'all paying attention to this white girl super hard," but ain't nobody saying nothing about my son,
Gabby Petito.
Petito, and her boyfriend, who she was with, is now hiding out. He probably killed himself too because that's what this other guy, this maintenance man, did.
I don't think he killed it.
You don't think so?
So when he came back, his family gave him 3 days to basically get away.
Oh man,
They didn't contact
Oh,
the
they sure
police
did.
until
Oh,
3 days
man.
later after he said he was going to that reserve to go hiking. And then they went and picked his car up, brought it home, and then waited 2 or 3 days and told the police.
Mm.
She's right, because they did an interview about it, and he wasn't a person of interest or a suspect. He wasn't regarded as a suspect, so they could not be criminally charged for hiding. What do you call it?
Fugitive,
Yeah,
or whatever.
harboring. Right, he wasn't a criminal at the time or wanted for a crime at the time. You're right. They extended it for 3 days. They sure did.
Mm.
So you got families helping murderers.
And I know that they do care a lot about when a white girl goes missing
Mm-hmm.
compared to a black boy.
Because
But
my Amber Alert goes off when it's a white
right.
child missing.
But I think what made hers interesting was that TikTok took it over. They started doing researching her footage, all types of stuff. But she was on YouTube. She had started a channel. So it's
Mm.
like it
So the
brought,
influencers do get. I mean, you put yourself out there, people do follow
yeah,
you, and then now they don't see you. What happened to Gabby? We were
right.
following her story. Okay, if somebody you knows comes up missing, somebody you talk to, somebody you see on social media, or you just don't see them anymore, you assume that their page is deactivated, and what?
I'm asking.
I'm going to find you. If you close to me and you going missing, like I really talk to you all the time, I'm coming to find
The way our group chat goes, we start
you.
talking at
Yeah.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And one day Tiffany didn't respond, and Black said, "Where's Tiffany?"
She ain't woke yet. Like we been talking for 4 hours and she ain't said nothing.
We do that, and so after that, after those type moments, what's the next step? Like if you don't respond, or if one of us doesn't respond, or if I go out, and most of us do go out by ourselves, we may drive and whatever our own cars to check in at some point, but you can be walking to your car and somebody can just hand around your mouth, boom, you out of there. You can go get gas. You can.
I think as we've gotten older, we've gotten more lax with it. But remember when we in college,
We be 12
we were
deep.
on each
Yeah.
other. Where you going?
No,
Who
we
is
all went
that?
together.
Right, we going
Right.
together. Oh, he don't have room. We'll follow him in my car. She
Yeah.
can't go though.
Yeah, she ain't our friend.
She's not our friend. But we would watch out for each other. We would go to the bathroom with each other.
Right.
We wouldn't let each other leave without knowing or
Mhm.
watching where the other one was going. Now, I guess like we're just
Is it
we're
privacy?
adults.
Like you're
And,
grown,
like
so
I'm grown. I'm finna go. Bye.
Yeah, my mama still made me give her address. Wherever I'm going out of town, I
Okay,
swear.
okay.
Okay, out of town.
Out of
Yeah.
town. Even still here, like she still called me. What time? Okay, what time you getting done? Yeah, every day,
Now,
all day.
I just told somebody about how like there's an understanding with some people. I'm good. You'll know when I'm not. Because people do have the right to not tell you their every move, to do that,
But
but
there
then
is
to
some-
check in.
I don't care nothing about none of that.
Okay.
There is somebody that knows everything.
Right.
Right.
Even to the most private person, like I don't like everybody in my business. Somebody know your business. You have
Yeah.
a best friend or somebody that knows. Well, she was talking to so and so, and then when she went over there, she said that this and this happened, or whatever the case may be. There's nobody out here in this world who just don't nobody know nothing about.
They
I'm
just
sorry, they
vanished.
don't.
They moved up to um Wyoming, said they were going for a better life, and we
Who
hadn't
lives in
seen them since
Wyoming?
then. They hadn't called back, they hadn't answered, but we assume they good. They check in on Facebook every couple of months and post a picture.
Somebody knew, girl. I don't want to really be up here in Wyoming with him.
Right.
Like somebody knew that.
So in all of these cases, all of these people ended up dead. They were killed, and that to me says so much. With Maya basically was declining the romantic offers from the maintenance man,
And that's her right.
and he lost it. He flipped. Jelani, we still don't know. We don't know. I can say
Nothing.
we hadn't heard anything about what could possibly have happened with him.
Or have they even released the cause of death?
Nope.
So the community has to continue to speak. The village has to continue to speak up and speak out when people are when it's not, when the cases aren't being reported. We need to know. We need to know what happened to him, just like we find out what happened to all these other people. Some cases are much easier because okay, boom, yeah, we found the records. This person did this. They left this here, boom. But in other situations, it's like, well, nothing, just like that.
Just nothing. Just nothing just isn't acceptable to me due to how much technology we have these days.
Right.
Cell phone towers, you can track my location. You saw my car go through this light at this time on this camera.
Yeah.
Like you got convenience stores and rest. Like ain't nobody just disappearing and ain't nobody seeing nothing. I feel like if that's the case, he went in that dispensary, okay, and just vanished. I know they got cameras. What happened to the rest of that footage? Who he leave with?
Man, it's
I'm
crazy.
I'm
It's
that kind
super
of person because I
crazy.
watch those shows, so
And
I be
I
wanting to
was just
know.
gonna say I watched a show this morning where it was a cold case from like the 70s, and they in this year they just put the man on trial. This man had lived his whole life.
Oh, he don't care no
He
more.
killed a girl on October 19th that didn't want to talk to him, but they found records said that he had been Googling in the 70s, Googling, searching. He had been searching for how to do this to this person, sex with the corpse, all that type of stuff.
Oh,
And they traced it down. A white blonde is what he was looking for, and that's who he found. And they found him, and that was in the 70s, 40 years later.
And they found it.
They found him.
So you're not gonna tell me that you didn't know where this baby was,
Okay.
or you not gonna tell me that you had him for 2 weeks and didn't know who he was?
There's a comment. If it's my friend, where you be? I'm looking for you. Same person says we need to walk folk to the car as a man, especially for women. We need to do it. It's not about you not being able to get to the car. It's about making sure you're good. So I just want to make sure you're good. I ain't trying to holler at you, nothing like that. But I see you may be a little inebriated, or you got all these bags in your hand. You know, we'll try to get all the bags in one trip.
All of them.
Somebody run up on you, and you can't fight because you got all the bags. So different things like that. Look out for your neighbors. Look out for whoever it is around you. Just because that's what we should do. Because seems like we ain't really thinking like that.
Communities aren't really family oriented anymore. Like we more so mind my business, go in the house and I close my door. Now, that's not like that on my street. My neighbor's rather knows it. I love her.
I saw somebody over there.
They were in a silver car and they were there for about 25 minutes.
I
Thanks,
took a
Tina.
picture of the tag.
Like that's just how she is, but she's a very good neighbor.
And we should be that way.
That. Yeah.
We should be that way. Now, with Ring doorbells, with apps for your home, and you can look in here, you can do this, you can do that. Use the apps. Use them for good. Don't turn your location off when you meeting up with your sneaker link. Leave it on. Like, ain't nobody finna come checking for
So
you.
it ain't like she looking for you, girl.
Right.
We not finna be like Kelly Price and be, you know. But
You
even though I believe she told certain people who she wanted to know, but you know, sometimes
to let
it's
it
a
get
mind your
to let it be
business.
national though, like
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna just sit back and
She
watch
said
it
they
unfold.
reported
me
that
a
lady
sandwich.
to the national missing people. I was like, this more than her lady laying low.
Because of
So,
COVID.
Yeah.
I still felt like it was more to it. Like
Yeah.
everybody was just listening, like to the word of her boyfriend. It's just like y'all, if y'all ever come to my house and a man tell y'all she's straight, if y'all don't push him over and come in
But
there
I
and look
had
for
COVID
me,
too. Like that was the other thing. Why are y'all trying to come over here anyway? I'm fine. I don't want to video you.
If I did an interview with somebody and I ain't told you and you my sister, they let you know
I
I
just
don't
don't
fool
want you
with
to know.
you.
Right. Wow.
because that's not true. That's like being in this group and all of a sudden she doesn't want to talk to you. I know you're lying.
Right. She always talks to us. Do you see the pictures we just sent?
like,
Stop
come
playing.
on.
Wow. So it's a lot. And all of these stories have correlating vital points in them.
And domestic violence.
Yeah, like everything that we've discussed tonight can tie together. And around this time in this month, at the end of the month, another missing person situation happened right here in Birmingham, Alabama, with our baby Cupcake. Like that shook the world, but that happened right
Yeah.
here. And it's still bits
Oh.
and pieces about that people are still trying to piece and put together. And the ending of that situation was absolutely heartbreaking, horrible. And we
Those
have
people
to
still have not been tried.
yeah, we have to have those conversations. We have to talk to our children about safety. We cannot leave our children out. Just when they playing. This ain't 82. This ain't 96. Back in the day, we used to ride our bikes from Bellevue Heights to Central Park.
Just
And
get back in before the lights come
no
on.
concern.
Right.
You can't do that.
No.
Get took at 8:00, 9:00 in the morning.
Yeah,
It
you
don't
can't do
matter.
that. So we got to think about the time, the day and age that we live in. What are we teaching our children? What are we talking to our partners about, our friends and our loved ones? Like, what are we telling them about safety and, what's happening in the world? Hey, if you need to reach me, this is how. If I don't respond this way, there's a key so-and-so, so-and-so. Something. Don't wait till it's too late and then everybody trying to piece together what it could be. No, no. She knew. Y'all know the call.
Right.
Somebody know.
Mhm.
All right. What else? Anything else? We about to get out of here.
We gonna talk about it later, but y'all do know it's a new Emmett Till, that
Mm.
black man got killed for speaking to that white man's girlfriend.
I did hear about that.
Oh.
I
Then
heard
they
about it on
took
the radio.
pictures of it, calling him racial slurs and all of that. And they didn't get indicted until the young lady just went viral on TikTok about it.
Oh.
Because she said, please, she was a white woman and she couldn't believe it. She was like, this is my city, my county. And the husband and the girlfriend and boyfriend were freed without charges at first.
Wow. So we'll pull that up, get into that story. History repeats itself when you're ignorant about it and when folk just trifling. There's a lot. There's a lot to talk about. We're gonna keep talking. We're gonna keep working. And y'all gotta keep being vital. Follow us on social media. Vital Show. So they stole the Vital Show page, so you're gonna have to follow us
Yeah.
on another page
shoulda
we're working
opened up with
on.
that
Yeah,
one.
we're about to work on some other stuff. But be sure to keep a lookout on all of our pages and see who we are. Come out to where we are, kick it. Vital Vixen Hang Day is coming real soon at Bazaar, the coffee bar. We do that every third Saturday before dating, mating, and relating. If you're interested in that, hit us up. Jeter puts that together. She's out, but she does that, and she'll be working on it really soon. So vendors and people who want to be around and hang and kick it, let us know. All right. We out of here. See y'all Wednesday. Oh, well, no. I'll talk to you in the morning, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. right here on B94.9 WATV Lady Woo's Midday Fun Shui. 10 a.m. People say because it's the midday, it starts at noon. No, it starts at 10. And I ride.
Midday is 10.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be here.
Mid morning.
I'll be here. Y'all be good. Bye bye. Okay. All right, y'all. So great time, great show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Share the videos. Let people know, that we're here. Y'all have a good night.